keep on making, yes, you keep on making, make it alright. You keep on making, yes, you keep on making, baby, make it alright, alright, alright.
Hey, y'all, listen. Welcome into the building. It's Tuesday night. It's Trending Topics. And I don't know why. I'm still in shock that it's like almost the end of October here. So crazy, right? Just so crazy. But listen, we're coming to we're in the last quarter of 2025. And, I just hope, things are well with all of y'all because tonight's Trending Topic is called Hard Times. Hard times. A lot of people, we're seeing some different times with everybody. It's a lot going on. There is a major struggle, and it's not fun. It's sad. It's sad. It's called Hard Times. Kevin McCall, I don't know if you know who this individual is, but if you like Eva Marcel from America's Next Top Model, she did a small stint on Roa. She also has, I think it's called King's Court, a very popular show. I saw a couple of episodes. I didn't watch it, but everybody who knows about the show, they absolutely love it. Well, it's her first daughter's father. Okay. So it is him, and he apparently writes music and said he wrote a lot of songs for Chris Brown. And he said now he's broke. He has an EBT card. That's social services. They give you the card, they give you money. You get some. When I was growing up, they called it food stamps. He said he has an EBT card and he can't understand how Chris Brown is out there making millions, and he's broke. And he said something about what is the royalties. It's just not paying like they used to. And he said he claims that he's owed probably $25,000 for 4 songs or something like that. But you know what? This is when you go back and you can have the respect of the guy from the Cosby Show. And I pull up his name after I bring the panel up. The guy from the Cosby Show. Remember, first he was working at a Trader Joe's in New Jersey. And then, somebody tried to shame him. They took a picture of him. It went viral. And then he got a lot more acting jobs. But, even in spite of all his acting jobs now he does, when in between acting, he is working at a bar restaurant in New York. So you got to respect the person that doesn't let it go all the way under the ground. They save themselves and realize, you know what, I got to do another job. I got to do something in between these acting gigs so that I can continue to support myself and my family. So this Kevin, I get it. The royalties ain't bringing in the big dollars anymore. Well then, sir, you got to figure out a way to revamp your life. I told y'all the diva here, the most of it wasn't a preferred thing to do, but most of my life I had to work 2 jobs. Thank you, Snoopy. I appreciate you. Jeffrey Owens. He gets it. Yeah, just because you write songs don't mean you quit your day job. You can write songs at night. Nobody understands the concept. You got to have multiple streams of income, or probably you're just going to starve. So we're going to talk about him. Then Hard Times. We're going to talk about a mother along with her boyfriend moved out of the apartment while the son was at school and left him. He came home to an empty apartment, went to the neighbors and was like, help. They tried to find the mother. They eventually found the mother and arrested the mother and the boyfriend. But what type of mother moves out of the apartment and leaves her child behind? They said, at least for New York, because it's going to connect to my next story, Miracle on 34th Street, they claim that if you have a child and the child is under 30 days old, you could drop the child off at a police station, with a baby off at a police station or a firehouse, and no questions asked. We're going to leave you alone. But what I think they should do is, no matter what age the child is, versus you abusing that child, abandoning that child, drop the child off at the fire station, police station, whatever, and just say you're done. And it should be no questions asked. I'm sorry, but not sorry. We got to save these kids. Kids are being unalived by their own parents. They're being killed. All kinds of stuff is going on. How do we prevent this? We expand that law, the safe haven law, and say no matter what age your kid is, if you can no longer handle it, you are done. Bring your kid to the fire station, the police station, and just keep it moving. Now, I never forget, it was his story to tell, but Tupac claimed, I take that back. It wasn't Tupac. It was DMX. And I want to say he said this on the Yana Fix My Life. He said he never forget his mother dropped him off at like a boys' home or something like that, and she never looked back. Devastating. He said he never got over that. But she didn't kill him. She knew she could no longer do it. Because if I'm not mistaken, and somebody correct me if you saw that episode of Yana Fix My Life, I don't remember, but I really feel like the mother had a substance abuse problem too. She dropped them off and she never looked back. I couldn't imagine being dropped off either, but I can't imagine you beating the kid to death, starving them to death, and leaving them to fend for themselves. It'd be better. Maybe they're going to have a better chance if they get dropped off and maybe somebody might adopt them. But the 12-year-old boy, they moved out. Can you imagine coming home and finding your apartment empty and not knowing how to get in touch with your mother? And your mother was telling you the whole time that we was all going to move, and then you come home to find out they moved without you. Some of these kids out here are really going through it, and it's sad. Hard times, people. That's the name of the title. And then this last one, we're going to do this miracle on 34th Street. They have an image of the woman, but this woman had a baby wrapped in some bed sheets, the umbilical cord still attached, and she just left the baby in the Penn Station, New York, 34th Street. A lot of people were compassionate. And they was like, something could have been going on with the mother. I'm praying for the mother. I'm praying for the baby. Some people called her a monster. But you know what I want to say? It's interesting to me that this baby, at least the baby was still alive. Wasn't thrown in no garbage bag. Still alive. And the person took the baby to a place where they knew it was going to be high traffic and somebody was going to find the baby. The baby was alive. But you had a couple of people calling her names and a monster and a this and a that. I said, this world is something else, because we got the cheerleader. Where was that at? Because I always mess up the state. And the people be like, no, Diva, don't put it on our state. But we got that cheerleader who put her baby in a trash bag, and the baby was alive but wasn't alive, was alive but was dead, this, that, and the other. They never referred to that girl as a monster. Not one person. This baby is alive. Alive. Alive and kicking and well. Now they're looking for this woman and they saying it's a felony charge. Now, the odd thing to me is, I want to say the cheerleader, they ain't charge her with no what they charge her with? I don't know. I got to go back and look look at it, but I don't remember them saying she was charged with any type of felony, and the baby dead. She definitely wasn't charged with murder because the coroner office cannot figure out how the baby died. It's the lies they tell. Yeah, they're gonna find her. They're gonna find this woman that brought the baby there. But in my mind, I'm feeling like or they charge her abuse of a corpse. Thank you. In my mind, I'm feeling like she's not the one that had the baby. That's the way I'm feeling right now. That's the vibe I'm catching. And I don't know if perhaps maybe it was a niece, a daughter, or somebody, and she just came over and tried to help at the last minute. But I'm really feeling like the woman they saw bring the baby to 34th Street, I'm feeling like she's not the one that had the baby. That's just my little guess right now. I'm feeling like somebody else had the baby because the umbilical cord was still attached. So I'm feeling like somebody else had the baby. It's interesting. Yeah, she looks older, right, Miss Minnie? She looks older. It's interesting. But like you said, there's so many cameras and her face was plastered everywhere on the news today. She should just turn herself in because it's only a matter of time. But we don't know the backstory. But listen, people, y'all know what time it is. I need a one in the chat. I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Hard Times. We got the Kevin McCall story. He's saying he got a EBT card. That's how hard times is for him. Then we got the 12-year-old. He comes home to an empty apartment. Mother just left him. And then we got the miracle on 34th Street because, like I said, the baby is still alive. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, Julius. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, y'all, hit the like button.
Hey, Diva, choo choo.
Hey, Katrina. Hey, Callie. All right, people.
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel. Hey, check. Choo, choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo. All right, so you know what? We're going to go ahead and start with this first story. I might as well do the story with the 12-year-old, home alone. Came home to an empty apartment. It's just very sad. I don't even know. Like, I couldn't even, I just couldn't even imagine. I just couldn't imagine, like, moving out and not telling my own kid, unless my kid was just a spawn of the double. I don't know. Boy 12 comes home from school to an empty apartment after parents moved out without telling him. That's a mother, and that's the mother's boyfriend. Okay. So police said that when they got hold of his mom and boyfriend, the man complained at length about the boy, while his mother said she made arrangements for his uncle to pick him up. Only the uncle had no idea, and the couple refused to give their new address. A young boy in Texas came home to a shocking sight. His home had been completely emptied out, and his family had moved without telling him. Police in Copperas Cove responded to the unusual call on Friday and spoke with the 12-year-old child who had gone to the neighbor's house. The boy had shown the neighbor the empty apartment and told the police that the couple had said they would all be moving at some point, but he had no idea it would be that day while he was at school. Police were ultimately able to track down his mother, Erica Renee Sanders, and her boyfriend, Kevin DeWayne Adams, but it wasn't easy, according to the arrest affidavit revealed by Fox affiliate. While the couple was reachable by phone, they would not give their new address. Even efforts by Child Protective Services to get a new address were unfruitful, as the couple reportedly refused to provide one, per the affidavit. Sanders told the police that they made arrangements with the boy's uncle to pick him up from the empty apartment, but they would not give the uncle's contact information. Police were ultimately able to obtain it themselves, but when contacted, the uncle had no idea what they were talking about. According to the affidavit, when they spoke with Adams, he complained at length about the boy. The neighbor at the apartment said that the couple had kicked the boy out of the house on multiple occasions in the past. After 5.5 hours of effort to reconnect the boy with his mother and her boyfriend, Both Sanders and Adams were ultimately tracked down, arrested, and charged with abandoning or endangering a child without intent to return. Super sad. I don't know what was going on with this family that they constantly was kicking this boy out. I mean, but how low and dirty can you be to actually move out while he's at school and not even tell him and not even care? And you, his mother. The boyfriend is a whole nother story, but the mother just super sad. Julius, your thoughts?
Hmm. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Good, because I'm about to get messy. It seems like the boyfriend has a part to play in this.
Mm.
And I want to be very clear. Both men and women do this when they have them a little sugar they don't want to get rid of. They toss their children to the side.
Mm.
This is just another example. She didn't want to get rid of her sugar. So the person that she is supposed to love, nurture, and protect to be somebody in his future, she pushes him to the side, kicks him out. And they said that they had problems with the boy multiple times. I wonder why. Lets the man overreach, and he's like, "You're not my dad." He doesn't have to respect the man. And and they were in perfect unison. Oh no, you're not getting our information now. I
Mm.
wonder why. I wonder why. So you don't face the fact that you chose some sausage over your own son. Y'all fill in the blank in what I really mean. Like I said, I was gonna get messy. For this boy, he is 12 years old. And you want to know what the sad thing is? He's learning a painful lesson. Not all kinfolk are for you, especially the ones that are supposed to love you the most. They're the ones that probably end up betraying you. And so I want to send this message out to this young man. This is just because you may going through a dark valley right now. This is not dimming your light because you are now about to be at the other side of that tunnel where you don't have to deal with that man who was the boyfriend in this equation. Diva, if you could do me a favor, keep your eyes on this story, please.
Yeah. Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So this ain't a mama.
Mm.
This is not a mama. This a pick Misha. And I'm gonna call her a pick Misha is because she picking and choosing who she love. So she
Mm.
love her boyfriend now more than her child. And that's who she gonna side with. And this pick Misha done rolled off in the sunset with this crazy ass boyfriend because any man that would leave a kid ain't a man at all. So pick Misha, you went dumpster diving, you got the best of the dumpster. Now I know you one of them trash babies too, so you can go in the dumpster too and burn.
Mm. Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yes, Diva. My thing is, you picked this man over your child. You forgot. More than likely, these sons be the money makers. So you didn't put this man before your child, and he's not a man at all. You put this whatever before your child because, as I say all the time, if a man don't love your child, he don't love you. Because how can you love this child? How can you love me, but you don't love my child? And the reason why he's acting out probably is because he feels like he's being neglected. Then to come home to see that y'all have moved without telling, why didn't CPS pick her up? This is a 12-year-old child. Why they didn't come get her? But you left and went with a man, not knowing how your child is going to eat, how your child is going to survive because you said your child has some problems. He got problems because you got problems, and it's trickling down. That's the only problem that he got. He just feel neglected. He's 12 years old. You should be doing everything you should to make sure that he's on the right track, plus being a boy at that. This is sick. These people are sick on so many levels. You going, and this man gonna leave you too. You might got him now, but he's not gonna respect you because back in the back of his head, he feels like if you don't respect you, you don't love your child. How in the world you loving me? So he gonna leave you as well, and that'll be a good thing for her. And I hope that baby. I don't know if he got any grandparents or somebody like that. I hope somebody could get him because he don't need to be around that mom either until she get her own self together. That's all I got.
Thank you, Callie.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I really hope that he has some other family that can come get him, and his life will go in a better direction. N- This was, and if that's the case, this probably was for the best because I don't believe she was raising this son to be successful in life. This woman seems very unstable. And this whole thing about you thought the uncle was picking him up. Well, did you talk to the uncle to confirm that? Because to me, like you knew you couldn't just leave this kid there. So it sounds like she had some kind of plan that went left. And instead of her going to go pick up the kid, she just left him there. Or you know what I mean? Or maybe by the time she went to go pick him up, the police had already been called. I don't know. Because there's no way in the world I am going to believe that she thought she could just leave this kid in the house by him in the apartment and just go on her merry way. So there was I don't know what her plan was, but she had some plan to get rid of this kid. And I really hope that he has somewhere better to go, and maybe this will end up being a positive for him. Because I don't believe this was a good environment, and I don't think she was raising him to grow up and be a successful person. So, I mean, that's all I can say.
Yeah, I think because they had kicked them out before, I don't think she cared what happened to him. And I just think especially because when the cops called her, she wouldn't even give her address. She didn't give a darn.
But she
So
had to care about going to jail.
well,
So,
now she's saying that.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. She knows at 12 years old, he can't live on his own. So she had to known that she would get arrested. So I'm thinking whatever plan she had to push him off on some family member, it probably didn't work out. And she didn't go and get him like she should have. Um, but hey, like I said, hopefully he'll end up in a better place.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. That this works out to his benefit. Because it's very sad what his mother, his own blood mother, did to him. You know, the boyfriend is a whole nother story. I think the boyfriend may get released way before the mother does, because he's the boyfriend. But I mean, for her, it's just deplorable. I don't know. And the thing is, I do wonder where his biological father is. I do just wonder that because I feel like more has to be done with, two people make a baby. And I think more has to be done with whatever parent is absent out of the situation. No, I'm not saying you should get charged because this mother left him, but they need to call you and you need to step up. Now, what I do know they do is when they're giving a family social services, they do make that mother say who's the father. And I want to say that they do charge the father or try to charge the father with whatever monetary benefits they are giving that child. They do get it from them. But I just feel like this whole situation is very sad. And if he has some problems, then you should have, what do you call it? You should have tried to get services for him. Yeah, I do remember that kid. Yeah, you don't know what's going on in this situation. I agree with you, Amy J, but there's a proper way to bring the kid to the police station, be like, I can't, and I'm out, or whatever, or put the kid in a home. But you can't just move out and be like, I'm not taking this kid with me. Life don't work like that. It's your kid. You're going to have to figure that thing out. So let me go ahead and move on to the next story. And the next story is we're going to talk about this miracle on 34th Street, the young baby, the newborn that was left in Penn Station. And, they're looking for the woman that they saw on surveillance video that left the baby that still had the umbilical cord attached. So let's take a listen.
It's a heartbreaking discovery at a Midtown subway station. A baby found abandoned on the platform. The infant's umbilical cord still attached.
Yeah, the good news is that the baby is safe, and now police are trying to figure out who left her there. Fox 5's Lisa Evers is live in Midtown with more. Lisa.
Well, Natasha and Steve, this newborn baby girl left abandoned on the subway steps here is now safe and sound and in stable condition at Bellevue Hospital. The drama unfolding during this morning's rush hour, and you can see as this afternoon rush is kicking off how many people are going in and out and up and down those steps. Now detectives are doing everything they possibly can to find out who her parents are and who left her here. Now, all day long, police have been going through surveillance video from this area to try to get some clues and try to figure out what was happening and how this little girl came to be here. Her umbilical cord was still attached. She was wrapped in a sheet and just left on a step in the busy subway station at 34th Street, the number 1, 2, and 3 train, right on the corner by Macy's and just up from Penn Station. Luckily, someone saw her, called 911, and alerted police, who rushed here to the station just in time. She was alert and conscious, police say, when they found her, and she's remained stable all day long. So that's the good news. Here's what some of the riders we spoke to told us.
I just pray for them. I pray for whoever baby that was. I pray for the mother and the father.
Not everybody's equipped to be a parent nowadays.
It's just horrible. I don't know how someone could just leave a baby out here in the middle of the subway where who knows what happens around here.
Now, police are also telling us that no one reported a newborn infant, a newborn baby girl missing, so they're looking closely at who her parents are, who she might have been around, and that's what they're trying to piece together now. Now, helping them in all of this is the extensive video surveillance network that they have in this particular area throughout many parts of New York City, but especially in this area. That will hopefully show them who dropped her off in the subway station, whether they came off a train, whether they came from outside on the street and went down and inside, and so on, and whether it was one person, two people, or multiple people. So they're quite confident they'll be able to solve this, but right now there's a lot of video for them to go through as they search for answers. We're live in Midtown. I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News. Steve and Natasha, back to you.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much. And in New York State, there is a law on the books that allows for the safe abandonment of a baby. It's called the Abandoned Infant Protection Act. It allows a parent to abandon a newborn baby up to 30 days old without fear of prosecution. The family and the parent can remain anonymous, but the child must be left with an appropriate person or in a safe location. That includes a hospital or a staffed police precinct or fire station. Anyone who needs more information on this can call 866-505-SAFE.
And this
the NYPD have released new images of the woman last seen with a newborn baby before that baby was found abandoned inside the 34th Street Penn Station subway station. Police now looking for this woman for questioning. The baby is at Bellevue Hospital in stable condition. Eyewitness News reporter Tanya Rivera live outside Bellevue on the east side. Tanya.
Well, David, surveillance video was always going to be the key to solving this mystery that has captured the hearts of New Yorkers. And now police are one step closer to doing that with our first glimpse of who may have left this newborn baby girl at Penn Station yesterday. Police releasing this video of a woman outside of the 34th Street Penn Station Monday morning carrying what appears to be a bundled baby in her arms. Authorities are asking anyone who may recognize her to please contact police.
Just grateful for the work of the NYPD in responding and caring for the baby.
It was a miracle indeed when police responded to an anonymous tip Monday morning to find a newborn, the umbilical cord still attached, wrapped in a blanket at the bottom of a staircase leading to the 123 train platform just before 9:30 a.m.
I heard that she's fine, and I hope that they find the right place for her they could put her, honestly. I'm glad that they brought her to Bellevue. Bellevue's a great hospital.
And now, the first clue as to who may have left this little baby girl in a public place where she was likely to be found. Police will now widen the circle of surveillance video they'll examine to retrace that woman's journey. There are safe haven laws in New York State that allow a parent to anonymously surrender a newborn to a designated location like a hospital or fire department. ACS is now involved in caring for this baby girl as she recovers here at Bellevue. But of course, everyone was just ecstatic when she was discovered alert and breathing yesterday and rushed here to the hospital. We will, of course, update you on her condition and her story throughout the day. Live at Bellevue Hospital, Tanya Rivero, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Tanya.
Oh, so that's the image of the woman that they're looking for. Let me share a screen. That's really she should have taken the baby to a hospital or police station, but you know, they claim that they're not going to question you. I don't know. They're going to ask you some questions, I believe. I don't know this. I don't know. I think they are going to at least ask you, is it your baby? Like, who baby is it? Video shows woman wanted for questioning after baby with umbilical cord attached found in New York City subway station. Police have released footage of a woman wanted for questioning at the newborn baby. I hate when that plays in the background. At the newborn baby was with its umbilical cord still attached, was found abandoned at a New York City subway station. A clip released by the NYPD Tuesday shows a woman holding a bundle wrapped in white cloths in her arms as she walks down the sidewalk near 7th Avenue and 34th Street in Midtown, not far from where the baby was discovered at the 34th Street Penn Station. She's wearing pink pants, a red headscarf, and glasses, the video shows. That's her. It's amazing how they're almost recording everything you do. The newborn girl was found around 9:30 a.m. yesterday during the morning rush hour on the southbound platform of the 1 train at the busy station, cop says. About a half hour earlier, an unidentified individual had entered the station and left the baby on the dirty floor wrapped in a blanket, according to police. The person then exited the subway and fled on foot. The baby was conscious and alert with her umbilical cord still attached, was taken by police to in a cruiser to Bellevue Hospital in stable condition, cops and sources said. No arrests have been made. This is just a sad situation all around, but it's what's going on in our times right now. Hard times. Julius, your thoughts? I don't know if she kidnapped the baby, Michelle. The baby still have the umbilical cord attached. I'm thinking she might know whose baby this is. Go ahead, Julius.
Something is off to me. Just to dump it in the subway, the Penn Station. Anything could have happened to that baby.
She dumped it at a busy subway, I think, knowing somebody would find the baby, if you ask me.
I don't know. Keep your eye on this story, Diva. It's suspicious.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
You know, I really hate that they don't have those baby boxes everywhere. People are scared of taking a newborn baby into a police station or a firehouse. Because even though you say you're not going to question them, they feel like you're going to ask some basic information. Like, what's my address and stuff like that, and give it to the people that will investigate. So those baby boxes are in the walls, and they're not like, no, you aren't talking to nobody. Feel like if we had more of those baby boxes, this type of thing would not be happening. Now, while I don't agree with the way she did this, I'm glad she took it to a crowded and at rush time, took the baby to a station so this baby will be found. I know it probably couldn't have been the mama because the umbilical cord was still intact. So I'm wondering if somebody tried to kidnap this mama and take her baby, and then the baby wasn't the right 6 or something, and then they dropped it off. I don't know. But it is strange, but I am glad that this baby is alive because we've seen so many where they didn't make it.
That part. I'm thinking maybe it's a niece or a daughter or somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was somebody she's trying to help. I don't feel like, I could be wrong. Listen, stranger things have happened. I don't feel like this one, she was being malicious. I feel like there's more to this story, but it's not a malicious side to it. That's my thought. I could be wrong. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, and I don't think she is the mother either, because she was walking too good at just being gave birth. Women can walk. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying she's moving just a little bit too good to just being gave birth and to be at a train station. Um, and then I don't know if it was her niece, sister, daughter, or whatsoever. This is what's happened when politics get into women's lives, and they have to go with the politics. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's sad. It's sad. We're gonna see more of this. If we don't see more of this, we're gonna see a lot of women's in the hospital because they want to do something on their own. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say it on your station, but you know what I'm talking
Right.
about. So they're gonna do that. It's weird. And they want to question this woman about the baby. The main thing is the baby is alive. Hopefully, the baby will get somebody would adopt her or whatsoever, or something that way. And like you said, at least she didn't put it in the closet. She didn't put it in a trash can. She carried it out and put it where somebody would find her. I mean, I'm not. She didn't do. That's not something that we probably would have did, but we don't know the circumstances behind it. At least the baby still live and can be taken care of. And another thing, if y'all don't want these babies and whatsoever, keep your legs closed. Or if you do get in that situation, there's always adoption instead of putting somebody, and then you can make money from the adoption. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad on all levels, and I'm just happy the baby's good. I'm just happy about that part. That's all I got.
Yeah. Callie, your thoughts?
Yeah, I hope this best case scenarios, maybe this is a story of having to do with substances, or maybe someone being in the country illegally, and that this is not a case where the mother has been like something has been done to her and someone took her baby and didn't want it, or somebody wasn't down with the plan and decided to leave the baby somewhere. So I see why they're looking for this woman, because you have to make sure, okay, well, where is the mom? Like, she's still with us? You don't know what anything could have going on. So I really hope that this is just kind of like maybe somebody that was afraid to go the traditional route of adoption or leaving the baby at a police or fire station, because like I said, maybe they're involved with substances, or maybe they are in the country illegally. I hope that's all this is. And for me, in my mind, with these stories, I always think the baby is going to be like adopted by some nice family and have a great, amazing life. And I actually have heard those stories happen. So hopefully that is what will happen in this case. And hopefully we will find the mom and she's fine. Maybe she's just scared, or she just needs help. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super sad. Either way you look at it, right? I do hope that the mother is okay, because I'm thinking, did they take this mother to the hospital to get services? I don't know.
We have heard stories of pregnant women being abducted and people unaliving them and taking the baby. Like, that's like a phenomenon that happens actually often. So
Yeah, in this case,
yeah.
I don't think that's the case, because I don't think you're going to be that sinister and then say, "Oh, I want to help this baby and take this
Yeah,
baby."
well, what if this isn't the same person? What if this is like maybe a family member or something of the person who did it? So
Yeah,
I just hope the mom is okay.
I hope so too. I'm going to stay connected, but I'm thinking by tomorrow they're going to find where this person is. They're going to find where this person is. They're gonna know by tomorrow. I think we're gonna know like who this person is and what's going on. It's just super sad. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll into this last story. I think the entertainment business is not for the weak at heart, because one minute you could be up making millions, the next minute you could be down and making absolutely nothing. But I think before you go all the way down in the gutter, you have to say, okay, there's no more gigs coming. I need to perhaps go find like a side thing to do. And maybe the side thing you need to do should be flexible. So that way, when the gigs start coming back in again, you're able to entertain that side of your life again. Versus if you had a 9 to 5, you can't be going, you know, on auditions and you got a 9 to 5. But certainly if you're a writer, you should be able to like maybe work a 9 to 5 and still write. So let's get into this Kevin McCall story. So Kevin McCall breaks down, sobbing and snotting. Chris Brown's on tour.
I knew that I wasn't in good health. Then one day I went to get my...
And I'm on EBT. As soon as this ad finishes, I'll skip it and I'll play what you'll see it. So songwriter Kevin McCall comes to grips over the fact that his Chris Brown credits no longer reap the financial rewards and broke down crying on a podcast. The R&B vet was discussing his up and down career on the Back on Fig podcast when the 40-year-old revealed he's on food stamps and whipped out the EBT card to prove it. Let's take a look.
Watch this. I think it's a game, bro.
Testimony.
Why
and
the
tell your life.
get in on
But
this?
I witnessed it.
He finna be in here and
Why
tell
the
us
fuck I got an EBT card? And this is at Breezy Bowl and made 90 whatever the million, and it say KKKKK Mac. Can I get 25,000 for them four songs I owe you, bro? I just want to leave, bro.
Leading up to who he is.
I'm not even tripping though. I got an EBT card, my nigga. Like what the fuck? I can't even get nothing, bro, man. Y'all want to see me cry on here, so y'all can think I'm a fair.
Hey,
I'm on EBT, bro.
Hey,
that's why.
Hey, look, bro.
Calm down, bro. I'm on EBT, fat. Look. Say my name, bro. That shit is better. I had to go up in that by my face with a mask, like COVID, bro.
Don't act like every nigga had no motherfucking EBT
card.
On the set, I think I had an EBT card.
Man, I might get an EBT. I walk in the building and look at me crazy.
Let me tell you this, cuz.
my name.
On the set, everybody gonna go through problems, bro. See, my thing is with you though, cause like he was saying, you are talented. You are out here. You are a producer. You are a singer. You are a songwriter. You are all of those things. You're still a father, even if you still haven't seen your kids in 10 years. You're still all of those things. But what we should be doing is leaving the past to pass. You feel me? Moving forward, and forward motion is a thing. You feel me? Working on yourself and moving forward, and you can only see what's in your future is a thing. We can't sit here and hold on to all of that was the past and trying to see who owe you.
So singer-songwriter Kevin McCall comes to grips with the fact that his Chris Brown credits no longer reap the financial rewards and broke down crying on a podcast. The R&B vet was discussing his up and down career on the Back on Fig podcast when the 40-year-old revealed he's on food stamps and whipped out the EBT card to prove it. Chris Brown is currently on the Breezy Bowls, with his XX tour, even performing songs like Strip that Kevin co-wrote. And Kevin claimed that there's still a lingering $25K he was owed for 4 songs. He and Chris Brown have been estranged for more than a decade, and all the therapeutic discussion proved too much for Kevin as he collapsed in a pool of his own tears and mucus, leaving the Fig community members to console him. The last time we spoke to Kevin this last year, he was having been on making a good impression musically to reconcile with his daughter and his ex-girlfriend, Eva Marcel. He's released a few loosies this year in hopes of getting some traction to stick. Never give up. There still was a happy ending. Kevin's nearly 3-hour appearance ended with smiles and laughs. So he's not letting his financial woes knock him out of the box just yet. So it is sad, but his story is similar to many others in the entertainment industry who go through, the financial woes after their initial fame.
First of all, it's good to be back home. I jumped right back into the music. I thought I'd be a little rusty, but teaming up with Rockstar, you know what I'm saying? He did all the Chris Brown stuff. I jumped right in the mix, so it's sounding good. They saying it's sounding good. I went on Tasha K. I was singing a little bit. They said I was sounding like Eddie Kane mixed with Tyrese a little bit, but I promise you, when you tune in, I don't know when it's gonna drop, but.
I do want to ask you, speaking of Touch K interview, you spoke a little bit on, Eva. Can I ask you, what is the kind of status of you and Eva's relationship today? Is there a relationship there? What's going on with it?
Right now, I'm like the Boyz II Men song. I'm on bended knee. I'm not trying to get with her. I'm on bended knee, just saying, I'm here, giving her flowers just as a mother. She's been a great mother, both of my children's mothers, and just basically showing, I'm not the same without him. I'm going crazy. My music ain't been the same. It's hard to work. It's hard to sleep. Not to play the victim or anything, but I just think I'll be a lot better just as a human being if I had that role as a father. So I'm just playing a role of just trying to show her, I'm out here working, trying to build for the kids, and that's it.
And so what is that relationship like with the kids?
I haven't talked to my daughter in about 10 years, so I think everybody tuning in right now, it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. I think, fingers crossed, people could see that families do reunite after a long time. It feels like I'm never going to reunite with my daughter sometimes, but I think if I keep on this path and I keep putting God first and doing the things I'm supposed to do, the work will speak for itself. I got a project coming out on Black Friday, coming out with a single, all executive produced by Rockstar, and my goal is to make so much noise that my daughter's like, dang, that's my daddy on TV, that's my daddy singing. So
it does seem like he's trying to get his life together. Julius, your thoughts?
What is it, because the songs that he did for Chris Brown and Chris Brown's past, that it's not producing the revenue that it once was? Did he think to change the rhythmic technique or anything like that, or be creative in making the music? I got questions, but it seems like folks just want to complain nowadays instead of just brainstorming on how to build and come back better, stronger than ever. Because America is about a redemption story, but I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing complaining.
In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, okay, so first of all, let me clear the one that I do know for sure. So this man lost custody of his kids, okay? And Eva's husband or ex-husband, I don't know if they divorced yet, adopted that girl because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, and he had an abusive background. Now, I don't know how that's gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? Because once they cancel your parental rights, I don't know how you get that. I don't know if she's gonna ever feel comfortable. If you put your hands on me, I know I ain't gonna never feel comfortable with you having my kid. So that part is that. This music thing, I keep telling people, you gotta handle your business. And when I say handle your business, it needs to be some paperwork involved. You start giving your body a work. And in that paperwork, it needs to be wrote down exactly the way it's supposed to be, so you can get your residuals. But if you don't write this stuff down in the paperwork, then you can't go back 10 years later and say, woe is me, because there was a long time that Chris Brown has not toured. He didn't get his tour because of all the bad behavior he was doing. And now that he's in cities and everybody's seeing that his shows, he's played every song from his album and they selling out. Now everybody coming out the woodwork talking about, well, he owed me money for this song. He owed me money for this song. Show me the paperwork, sir. I don't care about you being on food stamps because there's something called a JOB. And you don't look like you handicapped, disabled, none of that. So go get you a JOB. Trust me, it's plenty of us. We have to get out here and get it every day. We don't want to, but we have to survive. So sitting there crying, giving me your pitiful tears, I don't feel sorry for you at all. There are women out here that have to take care of their kids. and still work 2 jobs and have to find childcare. You ain't got none of your kids. And you crying, talking about you on EBT. I'm trying to figure out how you on EBT and you ain't even got kids.
I guess no love for Kevin. Katrina, your thoughts?
You could be on EBT without children. In my opinion. I remember Eva used to call him the donor and said that he was stalking her or something like that. Said that I heard some bad things about him. Maybe he mismanages money because, as he said, he wrote the songs for Chris. And if that's your niche, won't you go back and start writing more songs? If those songs that you wrote for him is got him going up the way he's going up, because the Breezy Bowl been going off. I mean, they say he been doing his thing. So if you want, I mean, if that's your forte, won't you start back doing it? Start back writing songs and stop terrorizing women. Do that, because the food stamp's gonna be gone in in December. So you better find you a different way, because they gonna be canceled out. Go back to Chris Brown. Go back writing songs. Go back doing what you know how to do. And just like you said, he trying to get himself together. I hope so, because yes, in my opinion, he was right. That guy did adopt the Sterlings. I think his last name. Yeah, it was the Sterlings that adopted his daughter, and it's sad. And I'm like, all the money that y'all had, y'all ran through it, because when Chris Brown's songs was going up, you was getting a lot of money off those songs, but you ran through your money, and now you on EBT. That's sad. Go back to writing your words. Go back to writing your songs. Go back to doing the thing that you know how to do best, and maybe you get some good luck some kind of way. That's all I got.
Yeah, Kara, I heard that, and oh my God, I really hope it's not so. They gotta fix this. I did hear that. A lot of people have been saying that, and I hope it's not so. Like, the world is gonna just fall apart. We think we getting people unhinged now. They just can't do that. This is just crazy. I really, and especially Kay, you said Section 8 is over. Oh my God. I just hope that I really hope that that is not going to be the case. But what's today, Tuesday? I don't know. That's going to be an emotional conversation, but maybe we'll have that conversation about the social services one day this week. But I hope that's not the case. But I did hear exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I
Callie,
heard it too, D. But they said that the judge blocked it, so that people will receive their food stamps on the first of the month
praise
in
the Lord.
November. Yeah.
Praise the Lord. This is crazy. Callie, your thoughts?
Look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like this man is not mentally ill. I'm not saying he's mentally ill to the point where he needs to be institutionalized, but this man is diagnosed with mental illness, and it's probably one of the reasons why he's able to qualify for those benefits that he's able to get. Now, I did look up the songs that he wrote, and these are not particularly songs that I think would get a lot of screams. So for him to, you know what I mean? Like, Chris Brown has a large catalog. Like, he just craps out songs. So just to say because you wrote a song for Chris Brown, that doesn't mean you wrote a hit for Chris Brown. And I don't know if this Google search is correct, but I think there's only one from like 2010 that was somewhat of a hit. And I don't listen to that song anymore. I don't even know if I even heard that song more than once. So I'm sure the Chris Brown, like hardcore fans, I'm sure they know this song. But there's other songs that he wrote that I've never even knew these songs existed. So these are like deep cuts on the albums, I think, except maybe like one or two. And again, these are from like 2010, 2011, 2012. He would have had to have written a song that's still being screamed over and over and played on the radio over and over again today. You have to write a hit to get those big residuals. So that's why he's not getting those big residuals. I mean, Chris Brown is an artist. Maybe, you know, he just has an affinity for some of these songs and he just wants to perform them. But that doesn't mean that people are screaming them over and over again. Now, I'm not in Spotify, so I can't see the screams. But I just wanted to see what songs they were, and I don't think that these are any of his huge hits. So that's why he's not getting that. But he might also be having an episode because these songs are old. So why is he just talking about that just now? Also, the thing is, when I first, well, actually, I was still in college. I worked for a job placement agency. We were told to not place people like him. My friend was a manager at T-Mobile. He was told to not hire people like him. And when I say like him, I don't mean mental illness. I mean people who are 40-something years old that have been working in a particular field for 20 years and don't have any other work experience. So we can all say, especially if they come from entertainment, tech, or aerospace, we were told to just basically throw their resumes in the trash. So we can all just sit here and say, oh, get a job, get a job, get a job. But it is not that easy when you are a 40-year-old person and your only work experience has been in the entertainment industry. A lot of these people are able to get jobs because they have friends that hook them up. Their friend is the manager at this store. Their friend owns this coffee shop. Their friend, you know what I mean? It's through some type of networking.
I do.
It's not, they're not just coming in to a Target and applying to work at Target at 40 years old. And my only work experience is that I was a songwriter for Chris Brown. They're not calling him back. So he's gonna have to create something. He's gonna have to use his name and his connections to create something for himself, whether if it's Twitch, a podcast, YouTube, some type of marketing, some type of product, or some type of something to do with the recording industry. He's going to have to make something, because it's hard to go out and just try to get a job at 40 years old when you don't really have any work experience doing anything but working in the entertainment industry. Unless maybe he knows somebody in the industry that might could give him a job. That could be possible too. I mean, I think he still has connections, and I think that he has people that might be willing to help him try to turn his life around. But at the same time, we also know that this is a man with mental illness. So is he even well enough to work at a job? Just because he seems well at this moment doesn't mean he's like that 24 hours a day. So good luck to him, and I hope that he's able to figure something out.
Yeah. You know what? So this is a loaded conversation, right? So I have multiple things to say. Thing number one I want to say is that as women, when we lay down with somebody, this is who we chose, right? And I'm not saying that an abuser or somebody who's off their rocker, you should constantly subject your child to said person just because they are the father. But I also want to say that, I don't know, do you cut off the whole legacy of your child because you no longer, because you wish that you don't wish that you didn't have your child, but you wish that that was not your child's father, right? For instance, and again, when I have these conversations, I don't know these people. I don't have nothing against the individuals. It's a conversation, right? So just like with Sierra, her first child, he has a father. So do we cut our child off from their father because we have moved on and now we're with somebody else? I don't think it's fair. But the conversation is not that simple. It's bigger, right? So there was a lot that Eva said happened between her and him. She did a little chronicalizing of it on Roa. But again, if you know that your person has mental health issues, do you do like Britney Spears' husband is doing right now, and you write a book about it? Do you go on a television show? If you know this person truly has said issues, do you go on that show and talk about it? After all, your child is connected to said person. So I just think that these blended family situations have to be looked at differently. And if I want to add another family to the conversation, Gabrielle Union and her husband, I feel like those kids was taken away from the mother. Kevin Hart and his wife, you know, they came to a full circle moment, but initially I feel like those kids was taken away from their mother. I think that we have to learn how to uncouple better. Okay, so you no longer want me, I no longer want you. We are separating, but we have this human being or these human beings that we made together, and it is our responsibility to make sure they grow up healthy and happy. And although we're not together, we don't have to put our kid in the middle and pit against each other, or now try to rewrite history and tell my kid that my new husband is now their father. It's a thin line. I think it has to be dealt with a little bit differently and a little bit better. I think it's not fair. And if I picked, you know, for lack of a better word, conversation here, if I picked a bum to be my first kid's father, well, that's on me. I should not now say my kid can't see said bum because I want to have a different image in life, and I don't want to deal with said person. He seems sincere in his video saying, like, I'm a different person. I'm trying to change. I would like to see my kids. He clearly said, I don't want Eva. I don't want to try to get back with her. I would just like to, you know, be a better person and see my kid. Callie, you want to add something?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say that the new husband ain't even around no more. So it's like you did all of this and had this man adopt this little girl, and you guys are having a right. They've been off again, on again. I think they're officially divorced. And he was actually, I think, rumored to have an alcohol problem. So you did all of this.
They're back together now, though. They're allegedly back together now.
For now. But it's like you did all of this, and it's like this relationship ain't even working. So I agree with you. The rewriting of history and trying to change the parentage of a child, it just gets messy, because what happens when you break up with that person?
Yeah. Yeah, and I am 50 gold. I appreciate you, because I really think this happens, right? She said, I'm a product of not knowing my family because of that, and it causes resentment. It does. The kids will eventually make their own decision. And I think as long as it's safe, I'm not saying put your kid in an unsafe situation and none of that, but as long as it's safe, I feel like the kid should have the opportunity to engage with the other parent and make their own decision if they want to continue to be in that parent's face or not. I just it's hard. And you know, I used to love, I know that show got canceled. I know a lot of people didn't like her approach, but I used to love watching Iyanla Fix My Life. And I never forget, she told his mother one time, like, why are you so worried about what happens when your child goes to the father house? Because she was like, oh, when she go to the father house, he don't even got his own home. He lives with his mother. They be in the basement. And she was like, as long as your child come back not hurt, alive, like, what do you care? Like, why are you so invested in what is going on as long as your child is not being abused? And I feel like if your child is not being abused, your child is going to be okay. Just because you don't like everything that may go on over there, let your child experience it and let your child tell you, I don't want to go over there no more, anything else. Yes, thank you, Raheem, for adding another family in the mix. Juice I mean, what she did on TV to say this is second daddy and all of this other stuff, I just, it didn't rub right with me. I didn't think that was the way to approach it. And having that child confused like that in the middle, it's just, it's not good. It's not good. And that father, you know, he did a stint in jail, he got out, but you got to remember, you chose him. You chose him. Anybody else before I close out?
Yeah. And I think that, you know, every child should know the other part of their family members.
Yeah.
Because you might end up going with one because you don't know the other side of that family. You know what I mean?
Yes,
you
I do.
End up going with one of your relatives because you don't even know who they are.
Yep, your own cousin. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, as long as the father is providing and doing things for the child,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to let him see his child or whatsoever. Now, I ain't talking about no deadbeat. Even a deadbeat, that child still need to know who the other side of that family is, so they won't be with the other side of their family. You know what I mean?
I do.
So it goes both. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, nobody want to know that okay, girl, this is my cousin. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So I think they should know who the whole family member. I think all of them, from the mama side to the daddy side. I think you should know all your family members, so that way you won't end up being with one of your family members. But that's all I got.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna be very honest with you, and this is gonna rub people the wrong way. Even if they are not paying their child support, I don't think that's a reason to hold the child back from said father or said mother. When you go through courts to get your child support, whether they pay it today, next year, or 10 years from now, at the end of the day, you will get your money. You will get your money. It will come to you, even if it comes once the child is a full-grown adult. Because when that person goes to try to buy a house or something like that, that child support is going to come up on that record. I just don't think that you should be holding your kid back from said parent because they're not paying the child support. Work out adult stuff between adults and let the kid be with their father or mother. I just don't think it's right to get, to take the child away from their other side of their family. We shouldn't do that. Diva, they not ready for that. You finna make enemies with that revelation. Every now and then we gotta shake the train a little bit. We gotta shake the train a little bit, and we gotta help each other grow, right? And growth is truly the child support is something different. You deal with that on the side, but let them see their other parent. You gotta, because I had a lot of stuff happen to me, because what happens is when people break up, there's some out there that you uncouple nicely, and there's some that they wish you dead and will do everything and anything to see you go under. But somebody in the situation got to rise above, and you rising above for the greater good of your children or your child. It's a lot, but a conversation for another day. If a co-parent is going to kidnap the kid, they're going to kidnap the kid no matter what. We've seen these families where they come busting down doors or going to the school and getting the kids. Most of the time, it's not these crazy situations. It's just that one parent is still bitter, and that's what causes a whole lot of problems. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, do the Diva a favor. Hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo.